This is the CMT Trade Fair in Stuttgart. Today is the 17th of January 2018. It's Thursday and the fair started last Friday for us, from Saturday for the general public. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you into one of the halls, which is Hall 2, which is entirely occupied by Knaus Tabbert, and I want to show you some of their vans. Now they own quite a few brands as such, Knaus, but as far as this is concerned, we've got three. We've got the caravans from Tabbert, we've got caravans on the right by Knaus, we've got motorhomes and camper vans under the Knaus and under the Weinsberg labels. So that's what we'll find here. Other brands there, for example, include Morello, which I've done quite a lot of filming on. I've been there to the factory, filmed how vans are done. I've filmed all of their vehicles several times over, I think. So what we're going to do now, though, you see there's lots of caravans. I think Knaus is Europe's second biggest brand producer. I think I might be wrong on that one. I think could well be wrong, but never mind. It is, you know, if you've got a big hall like this, it must be a pretty big brand. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to walk over to the well, I think it's interesting stuff. I'm sorry, I'm not into caravans myself, but let's have a quick walk around and you can see other things which I filmed in more detail. For example, I went to and filmed their some of their camper vans. I was filming Weinsberg's camper vans yesterday, and one of the cleaning ladies told me to more or less to get out and come back at 10 o'clock. She didn't tell me to get out, I've got to be quite honest, but she said that she interrupted me as I was filming and said it's 10 o'clock. You know, so obviously I've got to film things, we've got stacks of people like us at present. Right, so I'll show you some of the camper vans around here. And later what I can suggest is that if something, you see something you fancy and you let me know, and then I'll try and do it in Dusseldorf, you see. This is, you know, I can't, by the time I get this up online, it's going to be quite late. So, just try and pick one with nobody's inside. Oh, we've got one here, we'll go in here. Go on this one here, this looks suitable. 55,000 euros for this one. And what you can see, it's got one of these joinable double beds at the back, and I think it's quite elegantly appointed. And you've got a rather large bathroom in there. Now, one of the features I would have to say, which I've noticed, and it's not just Knaus, it's several other brands as well. So Weinsberg is meant to be sort of the cheap brand, and Knaus is the main brand, so to speak. The thing is, the differences between the two are now getting consistently blurred, and I mean, that one there, Weinsberg van, if I hadn't have noticed, if I hadn't have known, I would have said it was Knaus, and I think I know quite a lot about this subject. And if you do a cheaper brand of something, then it's got to, the branding's got to be clear. I mean, if you go into, for example, you buy a shop's own brand and you buy a main brand, you buy shop's own coffee, or you buy something like Nescafe, there should be a sort of difference. And this difference is constantly getting more and more blurred, and also the pricing's getting blurred. And for companies which have the differentiation on the market, I think that this leads to them being in competition with each other. I mean, that's a fatal thing to do, and you don't want your customers getting confused. And I think that most customers are unaware of corporate identity as such. So a little point there to anybody who represents these companies. I did actually speak to the managing director of the Heimer Group about this, and well, he said I had a point. So right, let's. Oh, seems to be a few people around here. So let's go around here and maybe come back late. Now this is actually quite a good time to come do any filming, as long as when there's people in. It's just because it's towards closing time. It's now about 5:30. The amount of people actually drops. Okay, let's go through here, and I ought to film these all actually individually. I ought to try and do that. Now I came out here last year doing this, and unfortunately the quality of the film was rather bad on this new camera. There's somebody who doesn't want to be photographed, and you always ask yourself why. Unless it was a joke. Right, so we can come into here. I was on a Corrado stand at Düsseldorf. Somebody who sort of put himself in the way of the camera, and then he came and said he didn't want to be on it. And you think, well, why? What's the problem? I mean, I'm giving you free publicity. Anyway, let's have a look at this one here. Sun TI 650 MF, Platinum Selection, 70,000 euros. This is going to cost more than. Let's go inside. Oh. Won't go in there too much because there's somebody talking. I thought it was the radio. Okay, there's another one, 70,000. This is a different layout internally. It's got a sensible sliding door on the shower, and double joinable beds. Yeah, I was hoping to show you some of the posh stuff, such as people are inside. I just don't want to go in. Das ist auch dieses. You've got to admit that it does look rather attractive inside. Lovely, rich, I would say, colours. Although I prefer light, so it makes it look as though it's there's more space inside. I really like these chairs as well, although they're not shown off to their best when they're pointed forward. They're shown off to their best when they're coming around towards the lounge, and that makes everything seem really big inside. Another thing, buying a van, what you really want to look for is a big garage, I think. I mean, it depends if you carry stuff around or not, but probably you want bikes. I think it's 97% of motorhome people have bikes, or 95, I can't remember now, something like that. The weight inside, 150 kilos. This bit here is actually sort of added on the chassis at the back in most cases. So there are vans that claim to take 300 or even more. 450 is one van I can think of, but you probably wouldn't want to do that. Now, so here there's a queue to get in this one here, the Sun I. It's a luxurious van, as it says, and I'm not going to stand in the queue with a camera, so we'll move on to the next one here. Van TI Plus, 6.5 metre long. Oh, it's on a man basis, MAN, and quick walk around the Knaus Tabbert. And down there you've got the place where people get invited to once they've bought something. Oh, and one or two caravans. He'll want this caravan as well, although it's not normally the sort of thing. Well, no, with that one, somebody in there. Go on this one here. It's new, this one, Vivaldi. On my Facebook page I sometimes put photographs of caravans up, although I don't do caravan reviews or anything. I think, often you walk in the caravan, I think, yeah, that looks great, there's plenty of room in here. No, don't quite fancy this though. Looks like a Butlins holiday camp from 1963. still, that might be what you want, of course. You might still be thinking that I want to go to a holiday camp from 60 years ago nearly, and that's the sort of thing. Lots of, I mean, definitely a family camp, family camping unit. I think it's because of the shape of these things. I mean, it offers caravans offer far more than motorhomes. I just think I wouldn't fancy this long thing being driven behind me though. Yeah, look, lovely toilet as well. So that's a Tabbert caravan. Oh, there's a Cellini one with a slide out, and you don't see many slide outs in Europe in general. I think caravans certainly do lend themselves to this. Now, the first time I went to a motorhome show, which was Dusseldorf in 2012, there was a slide out there. Somebody from Lippert Components. I met people from Lippert, and they showed them to me, how they were working within a caravan. Though you can see there's very few that actually have them. Okay then, so that was a walk around one of the halls. I picked this one out because it's a one company hall, and it is largely caravans this year. In fact, I wasn't here earlier, I came for the press conference, but I didn't really do much else. So, I haven't actually gone around the other halls as such, but what I have done is I've done a number of not corporate films, but of the same company. I've gone around the Heimer stand, I've gone around the Death Left stand, and I've walked around the other stands. And what this will be is you can get a quick overview of what these companies have to offer. You might be thinking that all these vans will look the same, and I suppose really to a certain extent that is true. Okay, right, so let's now go out, and thanks for watching if you've managed to get this far, and if you haven't, well, maybe you will do next time.